How to stay disciplined without hating yourself. This changes everything. Let me say something most productivity videos won't tell you. If discipline makes you hate yourself, it's not discipline, it's emotional burnout. If every time you miss a workout, skip a task, or break a routine, your first reaction is guilt and self-criticism, then what you're building isn't discipline. You're building self-punishment. And if this sounds familiar, this video might change how you approach success. Because the problem isn't that you lack discipline. The real problem is how you're trying to build it. Most people try to create discipline using pressure, guilt, and comparison. And that works for a short time, but eventually it collapses. So let's talk about what real discipline actually looks like. We live in a culture that constantly tells us, work harder, push more, never slow down. So when we miss a workout, break a routine, or fall behind our goals, we start attacking ourselves mentally. I'm lazy, I have no discipline, I should be doing more. But here's the truth most people never realize. Self-punishment doesn't build discipline, it slowly destroys it. Section 1. Why most discipline fails. Most people use shame as motivation. They believe if they're hard enough on themselves, they'll finally change. And yes, shame can work in the short term. It scares you into action. But fear-based discipline always expires, because eventually your brain starts associating growth with pain and pressure. Every task feels stressful, every habit feels like punishment, and when progress feels painful, your brain naturally tries to avoid it. That's why so many people start strong but quit a few weeks later. Not because they're incapable, but because they're mentally exhausted from fighting themselves. So, if no one has told you this before, you're not broken. Your system is. Section 2. What real discipline looks like. Real discipline is much simpler than people think. It's not extreme, it's not loud, and honestly, it's a little boring. Real discipline is built on self-trust, not self-threat. Here's what it looks like. First, realistic routines. Not impossible schedules, just habits simple enough that you can repeat them even on low-energy days. Because discipline isn't about doing your best once, it's about showing up consistently. Second, forgiveness after bad days. Missing one day doesn't destroy progress, but quitting because of guilt does. Successful people don't avoid bad days, they simply restart faster. Third, consistency over intensity. Motivation comes and goes, but momentum builds through small actions repeated daily. Small effort, repeated consistently, that's the real foundation of discipline. Section 3. How to build discipline without self-hate. Here's a mindset shift that can change everything. Instead of asking yourself, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What made this difficult today?" That question replaces shame with awareness, and awareness helps you adjust your system instead of blaming yourself. Maybe you didn't work out because you slept late. Maybe you slept late because your schedule is unrealistic. Now you can fix the system. Another powerful shift. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you respect, because your inner voice eventually becomes your behavior. Harsh voice equals avoidance. Supportive voice equals consistency. Discipline isn't about being strict. It's about being reliable to yourself. You don't need to hate yourself to improve your life. You don't need suffering to earn success. Real discipline sounds like this. I care about myself enough to show up again. So today, stop punishing yourself for being human and start building discipline that actually lasts. This is Heal and Hustle Mindset, where growth doesn't cost your mental health.